What's good, guys? This is the full card predictions for UFC Qatar. We're going to do a quick recap, a very quick recap of UFC Madison Square Garden, and then we'll get right into it. We'll get into the picks, our full card predictions. I'll give you the odds. The only odds that we don't have is the first fight, but let's talk about MSG. MSG was amazing. I loved it. I went there. I was there live. I had beautiful seats, and I loved it, man. My very first event ever going to, and it was beautiful. I loved it. A lot of people are complaining about the co-main and main, but what do I have to say? I can't complain. I loved it. I loved MSG. It was a beautiful time, and man, it was crazy. Let's start it off with Canelo. 30-27, a little bit crazy, whatever. It hits, but I gotta be a little bit careful with Canelo. Tsarukyan, he took a little bit of a while to get the KO, but he ended up getting it, so let's go. He's a little bit of a showman, leaning on the cage, doing all that, doing the extra stuff. Klein, beautiful win. Man, Angela Hill has a chin, man. Eat the head kick. Very good submission defense as well. I loved it. Klein, beautiful performance. Now, Mariscal and Sabatini, this is where I was like, oh, Sabatini got the ball rolling. He ended up getting my very first loss of the night. I picked Cheb Mariscal. Sabatini, congrats to you. I can't wait to see what's next for you, my guy. Dawkins Mearshart. Man, was this crazy. Man, this card was insane. And I got a little bit of frustrated with Wellmaker, but I have to give some credit where it's due because accepting a different, one, Cerise City pulled out. Cody hadn't pulled out. Then you got to fight this guy on short notice, 2 days notice. There's only so much study you can do. There's only so going up a weight class. Eventually, it's like when you keep on randomizing your opponents, like it gets harder because you're not preparing for a style. You're just going in there. Shout out to Ewing, beautiful debut, man. It's crazy. 2 days in and he beats Wellmaker. That's insane. Wellmaker was a little bit too focused on that one-shot KO power. And he was talking a lot about wrestling on Ariel Helwani. Oh, I have wrestling. When I saw his takedown attempts get stuffed, when he tried to take down Ewing, got stuffed. If he would have had the wrestling, he probably could have won that fight. Because he won rounds 1. I believe he lost 2 and 3. Wrestle. Blanchfield gets the submission. Now, I had a parlay where I had Blanchfield by decision because the Wi-Fi in MSG, it didn't load. Like, it's taking forever to go and go. Like, sometimes there's some, positives about watching at home because you could charge your phone. My phone died at the Zhang Weili Shevchenko fight. I could not place any more bets that I wanted to on Islam. I couldn't play the over 3.5. There was so much opportunities that I could have played, but my phone died because we're there for 7.5 hours. I didn't have a portable charger. But obviously, Kopylov lost. As much as I like Kopylov, I don't know what's going on with him. Go. You gotta go. Like, he gives way too much respect. Nickel, lock of the week, baby. Let's go. We are back. We're gonna be looking to make it to this Wednesday. Benoit Saint-Denis, 16-second KO. Damn. Prates was getting a little bit hugged in the first. Controlled, stayed composed, got that KO. Leon Edwards does the thing that Dustin does, like, to defend, like, the thing with, like, your elbows where you, like, kind of cross. I don't know how to really say it, but, like, you cross, like, how Dustin defends. And that little cross, he just got him. And I was like, oh, my God. I've never, ever seen Leon Edwards code like that. That's the first time he's ever been knocked out in that fashion. Brady frustrated me. Shoot. I know you got stuff. Shoot. Go. How many times? This guy is striking. He looks so awkward. The Brady that was fighting Morales looked like the Brady that fought Bilal. Just waiting there, eating the uppercut, constantly just being a punching bag, not going. I know Michael Morales is very good, but go. Chain wrestle. The first takedown gets defended. You back up, you get hit up with an uppercut. He's spamming the uppercut. Go. Ankle pick, double leg, single leg, take the back, blast. I know you could do it, bro. Brady disappointed me a lot. Shevchenko won by decision. Beautiful. I loved it. First ever Shevchenko pick. First time I ever picked Shevchenko. And I get it right. Hey, let's go. And then Islam. It was crazy, man, because in the crowd there was a lot of Australians. And, it was kind of sad to see, it's like they lost hope. And it is what it is. It is what it is. But let's go. Now we're going to look at the bets. When we look at the bets, I had $10 on Wellmaker by KO, Aaron, Bo Nickel, Benoit Saint-Denis, and Islam. Of course, that didn't come in clutch. Wellmaker, my guy. But you'll be back, Wellmaker. Aaron Blanchfield by points and Bo Nickel, money line. Man, I couldn't take Blanchfield money line because it locked. It just locked. And this is what I hate about being in a spot where I'm not at, where I'm not supposed to be. Like, if I'm not home, like, it was like kind of laggy. Like FanDuel was laggy. All I could see on the book was the Blanchfield was locked. I could either chase Tracy Cortez money line or Blanchfield by points. I should have took her by submission on points, but it is what it is. Honestly, it is what it is. Let me just let somebody out. It is what it is, honestly, it is what it is, but that one kind of frustrated me because I couldn't, it was like so laggy, like it locked, but it is what it is. Lost on that one. Mateus Camilo and Benoit Saint-Denis, 25 to win 60, and then Bo Nickal and Benoit Saint-Denis parlay, 50 to win, or technically 50. Let's go. And then when we look at this, I did lose with this one, guys. Sean Brady, over 4.5, Isam Makhachev. I really wanted Sean Brady to win. Wasn't going to happen. Over 4.5 and Isam by submission on points. Let's go. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope you guys cashed out. Now, let's break down the entire card from top to bottom. So we go, without further ado, let's start it off with the bang. With the first fight of the night, baby. Let's go. Now, my phone is charging at the same time, so I'm going to be at a little bit of an angle. No odds for this fight. Marek Baliho versus Denzel Freeman. Now, this is going to be a good fight. Welcome to the UFC, guys. Both of these guys, a lot of guys making their debut as well. So we'll see what they got. Let's see it. Two big heavyweights. Welcome to the UFC, guys. Marek Baliho, 6-0 overall, 6'4", huge, and 78.3-inch reach. 5-0 out of his last 5, 100% finish rate. 3 KOs in the first, 3 subs in the first. He looks to shoot right away. Wrestle. Once on top, great control, decent pop shots. He's hunting for the sub. Matched up against Denzel Freeman. Denzel Freeman is 6-1 overall, 34 years old. His only losses on the PFL, he lost to Isaiah Pinson by split decision. He's now on a 2-fight win streak, beating Steven Asplund by rear naked choke and Hugo Kanha by ground and pound TKO. Guys, the Steven Asplund win has aged like a very good win because Steven Asplund was on Dana White Contender Series. He's the guy that was like, hey, he was like very loud as well. So shout out to Steven Asplund. I can't wait for your next fight, my guy. But he has 4 KOs overall, 1 win by sub and 1 win by split decision. Beautiful head kicks, crisp striking, throws the kitchen sink at you. Even in his takedowns, it's just brute power. This guy is strong as fuck. 6'2", 77.5-inch reach. This is a hard fight to call. Denzel should be the better wrestler and have more in the gas tank. He's won a hard 15 before, but Marek is a finisher. This is a great way to start off the card. On the amateur, I see Denzel. He lost to Johnny Eblen by decision. Pretty decent loss, no shame in that. Denzel has a win over Steven Asplund as well, who we saw Steven Asplund look very good on Dana White Contender Series. Knocked out Anthony Garisco in 16 seconds. As much as I want to pick Marek, the pick is going to be low confidence Denzel Freeman. Denzel Freeman to implement the wrestling, push the limits, have better cardio, and implement damage and set up that sub. Denzel Freeman's the pick, but low confidence. Let's go, my guy, Denzel Freeman for the dub. Let's go. Saygid Izagakhmaev. This is going to be a little bit of a crazy one, guys, because the pronunciation versus Nicolas Dalby. Saygid, minus 350. Nicolas Dalby, plus 255. Saygid is composed. A wrestler, but mixes it up. Sets up his shots, 31 years old, 22-2 overall. His only 2 losses are to Elias Silverio and Carlston Harris. Saygid is 6'1", on a 6-fight win streak, in a 6-fight win streak since getting subbed by Carlston Harris. Pressures. Great control, good pop shots. Matched up against Nicolas Dalby, the cardio king. Dalby's on a 2-fight losing skid, losing to Renat and Randy Brown. Randy Brown cracked his chin bad. 41 years old, 7-5 in the UFC, cardio king. He was finished only once in his entire career, not including the no contest. I believe he did get finished another time, but that guy was on gear, so it was a no contest. Dalby's not a dangerous finisher, but he managed to drop Randy Brown before he got finished. He just threw balls to the wall and ended up costing him against Randy Brown. Saygid can control, shoot, land pepper shots, don't gas. We've seen Dalby turn it up after the first, so be careful because Dalby's very dangerous in the second and third round. Saygid is going to be the pick. I like Saygid by decision at a minus 350. I'm going to go with my guys, a parlay piece. Let's go, my guy, Saygid for the dub. Let's go. Let's go up the next fight. Let's go up the card. Nurullo, Aliev versus Shamrock. Minus 340 for Aliev. Shaqueme Rock, I'm going to call him Shamrock, plus 250. Shamrock. Now, the only reason I know this guy is because Shamrock has been on Twitter talking a lot of shit. If you know Shamrock, you've seen his tweets on Twitter. He talks a lot of shit. It is what it is. Aliev is 10-0, 24 years old, 5'10", 72-inch reach. A great addition to lightweight, 2-0 in the UFC, beating Raffael Alves and Joe Selecki. Both by decisions. He's a great grappler, looks to shoot, set up his shots, decent shot selection, great control once on top, relentless takedowns. He controlled Selecki for 8 minutes, matched up against Shamrock. Shamrock is 32 years old, 12-1-1 overall, 6 foot, reach not shown. His most recent loss to Nathan Kelly back in 2021, he got KO'd in round 1, but he has momentum now. He's on a 6-fight win streak, not counting his draw with Arthur Lima. He comes out of United Kingdom. He can grapple, has great jiu-jitsu, 9 subs overall, 2 KOs overall, and 1 win by decision being split. Decent control, chasing the submission, decent striking from southpaw, teep, managed distance, but can get tagged. Shamrock might have the better jiu-jitsu, but Nurullo, Aliev is the real deal. I think he's going to be the better grappler. Nurullo, Aliev by decision. Aliev is the pick. Let's see what Shamrock tweets after this fight. Let's go. Aliev for the dub. Let's go, my guy. Aliev, let's go. Ryan Loder versus Ismail Naurdiev. Now, there's a bunch of, like, the same, not really, you know, it kind of sounds, the pronunciation is a little bit different. Plus 144 for Ryan Loder. Ismail Naurdiev, minus 186. The Ultimate Fighter finale winner, Ryan Loder, is only 34 years old. 7-3 overall. Only 2 losses are Tony Green by split and Almakhan by KO. He's 6'2", 76-inch reach. Looking to get back in the win column. He pressures and shoots against the cage. He can look for the counter, then shoot. Great control, good pop shots matched up against Ismail Naurdiev. Ismail is 24-8 overall, 2-3 of his last 5, losing to Marcin Bandel by sub and Vladimir Kutsi by KO. And most recently, he lost to the Iron Turtle in a fight where he made an illegal strike, and the Iron Turtle still managed to face adversity and win. He gave up 2 points after that illegal knee. He can wrestle and strike. He can be uncomfortable at times, but he's 3-3 in the UFC. Ryan can wrestle, have a lot of success here, but the hometown advantage will be towards Ismail. May the best man win. Give me Ismail for the dub. I like Ismail by decision. Maybe the over 2.5. Stay away from this fight, though, guys. Give me the over 2.5. Ismail for the dub. Let's go, but Ryan Loder's not no walk in the park. And we saw Asmabekov just lose to Yerzy Burguri, so we'll see how that goes. Now, this is a banger. Bekzat Almakhan versus Aleksandre Topuria. Let's go. Minus 120 for Bekzat. Aleksandre Topuria minus 106. This is a banger scrap. Here we go. Bekzat is good, dangerous. He dropped Umar, only 28 years old, getting better each and every time he steps into that cage. 5'7", 68-inch reach, 4-1 out of his last 5, losing most recently to Umar Nurmagomedov. He will wait until you aren't ready, and he shoots, gets you uncomfortable. Has cardio for days, good pop shots, once on top, very dangerous. 10 KOs, 1 win by sub and 1 win by decision. He's coming off of a round 1 TKO over Brad Katona, matched up against Ilia Topuria's brother, Aleksandre Topuria. Aleksandre is the older brother of Ilia, 6-1 overall, only 29 years old. His most recent and only losses to Ivo Ivanov by KO 10 years ago. A lot of inactivity. But he was focusing on Ilia Topuria full time. That's what he said. That's why he was inactive for a while. 5'7" with a 68-inch reach. Also 3 KOs, 2 subs in round 1, and 1 win by decision. That 1 win by decision being his win over Kobe Thickaniz in his UFC debut. Aleksandre Topuria is light on his toes. Aleksandre is a very good wrestler. Not the most technical, but will work with what he's got. Devastating power. Always jumps into the fire. Very good stance and defensively sound. The pick is going to be Aleksandre Topuria, but there's no walk in the park. Aleksandre needs to wrestle, mix it up with the wrestling, set up your strikes with the takedowns. Now, this is going to be a fun fight, guys. Give me Aleksandre Topuria. Topuria is going to be the pick. I like him by KO on points, but let's not get too fancy. Give me his money line for the dub. Let's go, Aleksandre Topuria. Let's go. Horiguchi versus Tagir Ulanbekov. Horiguchi plus 146. Tagir Ulanbekov minus 188. Now, this is going to be a fun fight. A banger fight. Welcome back to the UFC, Horiguchi. I've always wanted to see you fight live, and I cannot wait to see you fight live, my guy. This is going to be a blessing. Let's go. 7-1 in the UFC, Horiguchi. Challenged for the title. Won his next 2 fights in the UFC, and then he went to Rizin. After Rizin, he is looking to come back into the UFC and make waves. 14-1 in Rizin, 2-2 in Bellator. Trains out of American Top Team, 15 KOs overall, 5 subs overall, 14 wins by decision. He's very fast, light on his toes. He can wrestle if needed, but a majority of the time, he's looking to throw down. Matched up against Tagir Ulanbekov, 17-2 overall. His only 2 losses are Zaguz Zamagulov. If you remember that guy was a meme. You know that guy, his only win in the UFC was Tagir Ulanbekov. Bro, Zamagulov. Shout out to Zamagulov. And Tim Elliott, he lost to Tim Elliott, but Tim was grabbing the glove, being a cheater. You know how it is. He's now on a 4-fight win streak, beating Nate Mans, Cody Durden, Clayton Carpenter, and Azab Maxim. Tagir has an excellent jab, but the only issue is he had a super close fight with Azad, and Azad got schooled by Mitch Raposo. Tagir tends to make fights way more closer than they need to be. He tried to take down Azad, slowed. He showed adversity and still managed to win. I have never seen Horiguchi fight live, and I can't wait to see him fight. And what I mean by live is on TV. Like, I've rewatched his fights, but I've never seen him fight live. I like that, you know, I really do. You know, by the time I got to see Conor fight live, he was already losing. So I'd like to see these guys fight live and, you know, win. I'm going to go with the wrestler, but implement damage. Work on the chain wrestling. Horiguchi has real power and is swimming with the sharks right away back into the UFC on his return. But give me Tagir to win. I got Tagir by 29-28 decision. But I wish Horiguchi could get better matchmaking. Why are we feeding him straight to Tagir? Maybe it works out. We'll see how it goes. AbdulRakhman Yakhyaev. Let's go. Versus Raffael Cerqueira. This is a banger. Minus 1,000. Bro, Susu was a minus 1,000. This guy, what? It took him until round 3 to finish the fight. And he almost didn't get the finish. We'll see what this guy's got. Versus Raffael Cerqueira, plus 560. Abdul is also making his UFC debut after a successful Dana White Contender Series appearance 2 months and 3 weeks ago against Alec Lorenz. He's undefeated, 3 KOs in the first, 3 subs overall, and 1 win by decision. 6'2", 78-inch reach. He will shoot. Beautiful shot selection, deceptive power, counterpunching at times. Looks to hunt for subs once he has you down. Matched up against Raffael Cerqueira. Raffael is on a 3-fight losing skid, losing to Ibo by KO, Modesta by KO, and Julius Walker beat him by decision. And Julius Walker is bad, man. That fight was terrible. And the fact that Julius couldn't finish this guy, I mean, it is what it is, but I don't know. You know, when they say I can't wait for this guy to fight, I can wait for Julius Walker to fight again. I can wait. 35 years old, 6'3", 76-inch reach. A majority of his losses come by KO. He is dangerous, has power, can wrestle as well if needed, but he walks forward each one to give one. Terrible takedown defense, but is a bit chinny as well. Raffael is being fed to the wolves constantly. Abdul is the pick. Abdul by KO or submission. If you can't finish Raffael Cerqueira, that's on you. If you can't finish this guy, that's on you. That's on you. So let's see what you got, my guy. I like him by KO or submission inside the distance. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Luke Riley, minus 265 versus Bogdan Grad, plus 200. Bogdan Grad, 15-3 overall, 1-1 in the UFC. He lost to Tom Nolan by KO on the Contender Series. Won on a 4-fight win streak, beating Brando, Kariana Batista, Michael Laswell, and Lucas Alexander. The most recent loss was to Muhammad Naimov. He did pretty decent against Naimov. 9 KOs overall, 3 subs, and 3 wins by decision. He's only 30 years old. Good jab, good low kick, sets up his strikes, and he can wrestle if needed. Matched up against Luke Riley. Luke Riley's from Cage Warriors, 11-0, and jumping right into the UFC with an Ultimate Fighter or Dana White Contender Series. 8 KOs overall, no wins or losses by sub. You guys know what I say. Red flag. No wins or losses by sub. Red flag. 8 KOs overall, 3 wins by decision. He's only 26 years old, super fast, athletic. He reminds me of Paddy Pimblett a bit. Looks to put your lights out. Decent takedown defense, decent get-up game. Rips to the body, works upstairs, always putting pressure. And we will see what he's got here. Luke Riley should be the faster and have more power, but Bogdan will shoot. Give me Luke Riley for the dub. And Bogdan is good. Those leg kicks are gonna add up, and he can strike. He's not no walk in the park. I'm going to go Luke Riley, work the body, work upstairs, set up the high kicks. Luke Riley for the dub. I like his money line. Give me Luke by KO on points. Let's go, my guy, Luke. Show us what you got, my guy. Let's go. Asu Amabayev versus Alex Perez. Alex Perez plus 162. Asu Amabayev minus 210. Asu Amabayev fight week, baby. Alex Perez, shout out to Alex. Been here for a while now, fought the who's who, and has always been professional. Never a dull moment with Alex Perez. He is 25-9 overall. 1-4 of his last 5. His 1 win is by KO. Excuse me. His 1 win is a KO win over Matheus Nicolau. His 1 win out of his last 5. His 1 win out of his last 5 is a win over Matheus Nicolau, who's no longer in the UFC. He lost to Figgy, Pantoja, Muhammad Mokaev, and Tatsuro Taira. He hasn't fought in a year and 4 months. He's only 33 years old, 66.5-inch reach, has decent low kicks, he never gives up on himself. You have to finish him or win decisively against a guy like Alex. You can never count him out. I made a mistake of counting out Alex Perez when he fought Mateus Nicolau, and he impressed me with a beautiful KO win. Matched up against Uselyis. Asu is a real threat, 22-3 overall. His most recent loss is his only loss in the UFC. Manel Cap, who constantly kept on swatting at the eye, constantly kept on cheating. It sucks seeing Manel Cap just straight up cheat against Uselyis. Asu still did alright for as long as that fight lasted. Asu came back, got a bounce back win over Jose Ochoa. And Jose Ochoa just KO'd Cody Durden prior to that. 5-1 overall in the UFC. He will be looking to wrestle, take the back, work position over submission, start flowing through transitions, work. He looked great against Jose Ochoa. He did fall off at times, but he has excellent scrambles. He can definitely take over this fight, work singles, doubles, and trips, whatever is needed to take this fight to the mat, dictate the pace. Uselyis is the pick. I like his money line. Asu for the dub. Let's go. Uselyis. Now this is going to be a banger. You guys know that meme with Shamil Gaziev, and they're asking Tracy Cortez who's the best looking fighter in the UFC. Girl, I can't decide if I should stay or I should go. And it shows Shamil Gaziev. Shamil the GOAT Gaziev, minus 160. Sergey Spivak, plus 124. A true heavyweight clash, the GOAT Shamil. Sergey Spivak, 17-6 overall, 2-3 of his last 5, with wins over Derek Lewis and Marcin Tybura. But he lost to Cyril Gane, Jalton Almeida, and Waldo Cortez Acosta. 30 years old, 6'3", huge, 78-inch reach, 7 KOs, 8 subs overall, and 2 wins by decision. He is very good with subs, great jab, volume, great control and activity. He doesn't go the distance a lot. He's a finish or be finished fighter. He goes straight to war, matched up against the GOAT, the Blob, Shamil Gaziev. When they asked Tracy Cortez who was the best looking fighter in the UFC, what did Tracy Cortez say? She said, it's Shamil Gaziev. Shamil's only loss is to Rosenstrike. He beat Martin Buday, Dontel Mays, and Thomas Peterson. He's finding his groove at this time in his career, and he's been working on his cardio, because when he made his debut against Rosenstrike, his cardio kind of sapped out a little bit. It wasn't his debut, it wasn't his debut. Sorry about that. It was his second fight in the UFC. When he made his second fight in the UFC, he kind of gassed. It was his first five-round fight, I believe. He's gonna be looking to extend his his win streak to 3 with the win over Spivak. 9 KOs, 3 subs overall, and 2 wins by decision. Shamil can implement damage, but he's going to have to defend some takedowns from Spivak. Spivak will shoot and shoot. Even if he's on bottom, Spivak attacks subs off his back like crazy. He attacks and attacks. Shamil's going to be the pick. Nullify the sub attempts. Spivak tire Spivak out, land damage. Careful with the arm bars, arm triangles from Spivak. Gaziev should have been working on his cardio, and I think this fight is perfect for him. 3 rounds is good. Shamil can go a hard 15. Shamil for the dub. I like Shamil by KO points. Let's go, my guy Shamil. Let's go. Jack Hermanson versus Metabek Otabai. Jack Hermanson plus 186. Metabek Otabai minus 245. Jack Hermanson lost to Robocop. Isn't that bad considering Robocop beat Kopylov last week at 322. Jack Hermanson is a veteran, and he's fought the who's who. 24-9-0 overall, 37 years old, 6'1", 77.5-inch reach, 11-7 in the UFC. He's a good grappler, great jiu-jitsu. Just sometimes he can get cracked. He was doing way better against Robocop than Kopylov was. Jack had Robocop bleeding around his head and having success, and he was actually tagging up Robocop. And the reason why I bring up Kopylov is because at one point I consider Kopylov as one of the best in the UFC, one of the best middleweights, not of all time, but I thought he was going to get up there. And in my honest opinion, maybe I'm wrong, I think Jack did better against Robocop than Kopylov. I know Kopylov lost by decision, but I feel like Kopylov lost every single round. He was on the back foot the entire fight as well. So just sometimes Jack Hermanson can get cracked. If he gets taken down, if he gets the takedown, it's in his realm. 10 KOs, 7 subs overall, 7 wins by decision, 2-3 of his last 5, with wins over Chris Curtis and Joe Pyfer. Great fight IQ. It's just that he's getting older. Matched up against Otabai. Otabai is 14-2-1. His only 2 losses are by decision. One of them being a back-and-forth war with Rebecca not too long ago, but bounced back and he beat Tafiq Musayev by Kimura. He's a relentless grappler, 6 KOs overall, 6 wins by sub, and 2 wins by decision. He can swell up easily, but that was a war that he had with Rebecca, where he was actually swollen up. He's very calculated and composed. Works. He needs to grapple to be the one dictating the pace. Keep it going. Keep the pace and intensity high. Jack is going down to 170. Otobai by KO on points. Otobai by submission on points. I like Otobai for the dub. Otobai to implement damage and dictate the pace wherever the fight takes place. Let's go Otobai for the dub. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Volkan Oezdemir versus Alonzo Menifield. Now, I don't know why. I'll say, well, minus 250 for Volkan Oezdemir. Alonzo Menifield plus 190. Why is Alonzo Menifield still in the UFC? I don't know. Whatever. He's on a 2-fight win streak, but I can't with Alonzo Menifield. I can't. I just can't no more. Fun fight. Volkan Oezdemir is 20-8 overall, 36 years old. I don't know why I thought Oezdemir was older than Menifield. I think because he doesn't have hair. 6'2", 75-inch reach. 3-2 out of his last 5. His most recent losses are to Nikolai Krylov and Carlos Ulberg. But he has wins over Paul Craig, Bogdan Guskov, Johnny Walker, and he has deceptive power. He can be shut off if you hit his button, but his takedowns aren't the best as well. But he works with what he's got. 8-7 in the UFC, but has fought the who's who. He would be matched up against Alonzo Menifield. 17-5-1 overall. 3-2 out of his last 5, losing to Ulberg and Asmat Mirzakhanov. You have to put Menifield's lights out, or else he just keeps moving forward. Menifield gets sloppy, looks to throw bombs. He has power like no other, very dangerous. He's on a 2-fight win streak, beating Julius Walker and Umar Sy. He's 38 years old, 76-inch reach, 6 foot. I can see Volkan getting rocked, but staying composed and working. Leg kicks, keep the pressure. Alonzo gets sloppy as the fight goes on. Give me Oezdemir to show levels and get the job done here. Oezdemir by KO on points. Let's go, my guy Oezdemir for the dub. Let's go. Show us what you got, my guy. Show us what you got. This is going to be a banger. Bilal Muhammad. Bilal, remember the decision. Nah, I'm just kidding. Plus 172 for Bilal. Ian Gary, minus 225. This is a banger fight, guys. Welterweight is on fire right now. Qatar is stacked. Bilal is 24-4 overall. Former welterweight champion of the world. 4-1 out of his last 5. He's coming off of that loss to Jack Della 6 months ago. His lip split. He lost 50-45 to Jack, in my honest opinion, guys. I know Jack lost to Islam, but I don't care. I still scored Jack winning all 5 rounds against Bilal Muhammad. Maybe 4-1 at worst, but I had it 5-0. Clear 5-0. But Bilal is consistent. He has a chin like no other. 15-4 in the UFC. Bilal has only been finished once in his entire career. Bilal is always in a fight. Notable performances for Bilal: Damian Maia, Wonderboy Luque, Sean Brady, Gilbert Burns, and Leon Edwards. And man, the way that he's finished Sean Brady looked exactly the same this Saturday. Like, he looks exactly the same against Michael Morales. Like, that uppercut and everything was there for Michael Morales to work on Sean Brady. But Bilal has a good body kick, good volume, durability, and has never been subbed and has a path to victory in the wrestling. Matched up against Ian Machado Gary. Ian Gary is 16-1 overall, only losing to Shavkat Rakhmonov. 4-1 out of his last 5. Notable performances for Ian Gary are Jordan Williams, Kanan Song, Daniel Rodriguez, Neil Magny, Jeff Neal, MVP, and Carlos Prates. And that Carlos Prates win is aging like a fine wine. 9-1 in the UFC, 6'3", 74.5-inch reach, only 28 years old, still time to grow and improve. Ian the future Gary has good low kicks, phenomenal footwork, cardio like no other. He stepped in on short notice against both Shavkat and Prates. He will keep his takedown defense on point. He will have to keep his takedown defense on point. Work the body. It's a 3-round fight. Careful with Bilal's double, because once he clasps his hands, Bilal will take you for a lift. Ian should work the body, set up the high kick. Ian, he can eat one to give one. Sometimes he can get tagged, and he has been dropped before. He likes a technical fight where he can dictate the pace and set the rhythm. I can see Bilal getting in his face, making this a dirty fight, shooting a double while Gary's against the cage and taking Gary for a lift. Ian, I don't know why I keep Ian. Ian has great get-up game. He mixes it up, volume and activity on activity. Ian Gary is a counter striker, and it can be a bit boring sometimes, but he's a point fighter solving different puzzles. Ian to defend the takedowns, work the body, implement damage, and you can't coast like you did against Jeff Neal. Sometimes Gary can end up going to a split decision. Ian Gary's younger, more active and athletic, and he should be the faster fighter. I'm gonna go Ian Gary. He should be able to dictate the pace, stay light on his toes, get up if taken down, scoot to the fence, use the fence to get up. If Bilal has Gary flat on his back, that's where Bilal's in his realm, and that's his bread and butter, flowing through transitions like a hot knife through butter. The pick is going to be Ian Gary to win by 29-28 decision. The judges might be biased towards Bilal, But give me Ian Gary for the pick. 29-28. Let's go. Ian Gary for the dub. Let's go. Now, main event of the evening, boys and girls. Let's go. Arman Tsarukyan minus 480 versus Dan Hooker plus 330. This is a special main event, a banger. Whoever wins this should be next for the title. Title eliminator. Arman Tsarukyan, very well-rounded, 22-3 overall, 9-2 in the UFC. He got KO'd back in 2015 by Alexander Belek. It was his second professional fight. Then he went on a 12-fight win streak. Then he lost to Islam Makhachev on his UFC debut. Then he went on a 5-fight win streak in the UFC after that. And he lost a 5-round razor-close fight to Gamrot in a fight where they didn't count the spinning back fist as a knockdown against Gamrot. Arman hit a spinning back fist on Gamrot and he knocked him down, but they didn't count that. You could argue that the fight could have went his way. He's now on a 4-fight win streak, beating Damir Ismagulov, Joaquim Silva, Beneil Dariush, and Charles Oliveira. And man, shout out to Beneil, man, because Beneil has just been getting fa. You know those memes? Fa. He's just been getting finished. But he's a grappler. His grappling is his bread and butter. Once he gets the takedown, it's in his world. 9 KOs overall, 5 wins by sub, and 8 wins by decision. He can control very well, land pop shots, and nullify masterful. He's nullified masterful BJJ specialists like Charles Oliveira. Remember, when Gamrot took down Oliveira, Gamrot panicked. Arman Tsarukyan stayed composed, and he actually managed to beat him by split decision. He's going to be matched up against Dan Hooker. A dog, just a scratch for Dan Hooker. Hooker has broken his hand, and that's why the Gaethje fight fell through. But now we're here today. 24-12 overall. 35 years old, 75.5-inch reach, 11 wins by KO, 7 subs overall, and 6 wins by decision. 14-8 in the UFC. Hooker has volume, active, knees on the middle, collar tie, elbows, knees to the body, volume on volume, high intensity, and has been in wars. He's on a 3-fight win streak, beating Claudio Puelles, Jalen Turner, and Gamrot. Notable performances for Hooker: Gilbert Burns, Paul Felder, Nasrat Haqparast, Jalen Turner, and Gamrot. When Dustin and Hooker both fought, Dustin Poirier, by the way, that's what made me a UFC fan. The Hooker and Dustin fight, I was like, oh my gosh. It was around my birthday. I think it was around my birthday. Let me just double check. I believe it was August. It was in August. No. Oh, excuse me. June 27th. I got it wrong. I remember it was summer, though. June 27th, 2020, man. What a great time to be alive. And that's what made me a big UFC fan. I was like, I like it. I like the Apex. You know, we can hear everything that's going on. But the reason why I bring up that Dustin and Hooker fight is because, one, it was a banger. And two, Hooker did really very well early rounds of the 5-round war. But Dustin managed to take over and actually wrestle. Dustin managed to win rounds 3, 4, and 5. The damage on Hooker felt like it was almost career-ending. Hooker has been put out a couple of times. Chandler, Edson Barbosa, and Arnold Allen. Although that was at 145, Hooker is in his prime, but constantly does break his hand. The way Islam Makhachev took down Hooker and he hit him with the Kimura is something that I could see playing out here. You know, it's crazy because it's going to be a tough fight, and when we look, Hooker has a high pain threshold. He can take a lot, even against Islam with that Kimura. You could see him wincing, and he didn't want to tap, but he was forced to. And that reminds me of Otabay and Tafiq Musayev. The Kimura was very, it hurts. You have to tap. It's hard, or else you're gonna lose a limb. But I can see the Kimura being something Arman goes to here. The kicks from Hooker can work, low kicks, body kicks, but Arman will be looking to wrestle here. Set up the shots with strikes. Hooker has been in so many fun fights. I think Hooker has only won 5 rounds once in the UFC, but so has Arman. He's only won a full 5 rounds once in the UFC. Remember, guys, correct me if I'm wrong with that. I believe in the UFC, these guys have only won not how many times they've been scheduled, how many times they've won a full 5 rounds. I believe they've only won once a full round twice. They've only won the 5 full rounds once in the UFC. Hooker had excellent takedown defense against Gamrot, but Arman is a better wrestler grappler than Gamrot. Gamrot panicked when he took Aliev down. May the best man win. I'm interested in seeing what the total is. Like the over. Is it going to be an over 1.5, over 2.5, over 3.5? But I like Arman inside the distance. Arman's going to be the pick. I like Arman by KO or submission. Inside the distance. Arman for the dub. Arman by sub is what I like. I think happens now. I'm going to go Arman by Kimura. Arman Tsarukyan by Kimura. I'll go by submission, but I'm going to try to call the submission like I did with Islam by darts. It wasn't really there. I'm going to go Arman inside the distance by KO or submission, but give me Armin by Kimura. Let me know what you guys think, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this video, guys. Let's go. Let's go. We're back in the win column. Bo Nickel, baby. Bo Nickel. Bo Nickel, baby. I just had a beautiful, beautiful time. I hope you guys have a beautiful week and a beautiful weekend. God bless. I love you guys. Stay tuned. We're on our way to 2,700. Subscribe. Hit the like. I love you guys. Peace. Hey, I'll be live tomorrow. Giyat.